I am so excited to talk to you just for a few minutes about courage. Courage, 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 and what it takes to be courageous. I have a personal story that I want to discuss to you about courage because it is the one thing that makes your life worth living. I want to read you a quote that is going to inspire us today, and it is by Ambrose Redman. And it says, courage is not the absence of fear, it's deciding that something else is more important than fear. Because if you are focusing on the fact that that you feel fearful, that is going to keep you stuck. That is going to keep you from moving forward and progressing. That is going to keep you in your comfort zone because you are concentrating, focused on looking at, feeling how fearful you are. And the reality is that if you're going to live, you're going to have to recognize the fear and step through the fear. And one way that you can do that is by being courageous. There's no other. I wish there was a way around it. If it was a way around it, I probably would have found it by now. The only way to live is to live courageously. So I want to give you a few did you know facts about courage. And that is that it is a skill, not a personality trait. What does that mean? That means that it is something to be practiced. It's not something that you just are. You're not just fearful, and that's just the way that you're going to be the rest of your life. Being courageous is really a skill. And what does that mean? That means you have to practice it. That means you have to build muscles for it. That means you have to keep increasing the experiences that require courage because it is a skill. Just like, take for instance, your job. When you started your job, you probably did not know how to do it, but you watched someone do it. They gave you a manual of how to do it. Someone watched you do it a couple of times. They gave you feedback about some things that you did right, that you could change, that you could do better. And then you continue to do them and you practice. You got more feedback and you got better at it. Another example might be riding a bike. When we are riding a bike, we get up, we fall, we get up, we fall, we get up, we fall. That's part of learning the mechanics of pedaling, steering, braking. That's the practice. I recently read somewhere that children, when they're learning to walk, they literally fall sometimes as much as 2,000 times. Can you now listen to that? When kids are learning to walk, they can fall up to 2,000 times because they're learning their balance. They're figuring that out. So they hold on to the furniture. Then they take a couple steps, and then somebody hollers out, and they're like, yay! And then they fall because they're scared. All of that is a practice, it is a skill. And in order for you to get better, you have to keep practicing. If it's free throws, if it's opening your heart up to love, those are things that are skills that have to take practice. And that means that they take courage to do. Another thing that I learned is that courage actually it's actually a Latin word and it means heart. So it's going to take some heart if you are going to feel courageous because it's easy I think sometimes we think that it's easier to be stuck. It's easier to be comfortable. It's easier to do the thing that you have always done. And while that may be true to a certain extent, it is also costing you a lot. Okay. And so that's one of the things that you want to keep mindful of is what staying in your comfort zone is costing you. And so let me I'll tell you one more thing about courage. Your brain does not want you to do anything courageous. So think about that. Because your brain is wired to keep you safe and to look for danger, stepping outside of your comfort zone feels dangerous. So that means that your brain does not want you to do anything different, try anything different, experience anything different, get a different job, move to a different place, date a new kind of person, start your own business. They want your brain literally wants you to do the same thing today that you did yesterday and that you did the day before that. That is one of the reasons why so many people are stuck in this place that they are because they think that they need to listen to their brain when it is talking about, oh no, don't do that. That's not going to work out. You tried that already. So and so did that. It didn't work for them. You're too old. You're not old enough. You're too young. You are not in the right place. You need to move to New York. You need to stay where you are. Your brain is wired to look for danger. Now, that is good because your brain is responsible for keeping you safe. You want to be safe. You want to be, when you are thinking about moving out of your comfort zone, trying something that requires courage, you want to be strategic about the chances that you take. You don't want to just, let's say you want to move to another city, country, you name it. You've been on your job for 20 years. You walk in the very next day and quit your job. You haven't researched where you're moving. You don't know what the job market is. You have no idea about the community that you want to live in. You want to be a little more strategic. You don't want to just haphazardly make choices and decisions. You want to be strategic about those. And the best way that you can do that is think about it, strategize, come up with a plan, and then take steps to move forward. It's the steps moving forward that is going to keep you outside of your comfort zone. Now, let me give you my own personal example. So recently, I volunteered to help with a women's conference. Now, to be, I mean, I know that it was a download from God. I do know that because I would not have normally done that because it's more comfortable for me to just stay where I am, to just stay in this place that I am that is comfortable. But I got a download from God and I was like, okay, Tawana, be courageous. Now, I didn't feel like I had the tools. I felt like it's something that I have never done before. I didn't know a lot of the people that I would need to support me. I didn't know the system. I didn't know any of that. And I still said yes. And here is something that you can do. I knew that number one, I was smart, that I could learn new things, that I could ask questions, and that I could ask for support when I needed it. So, those are some things to keep in mind when you are stepping outside of your comfort zone, doing something that requires courage because you are smart, you have the ability to learn, you can ask for support, and you can really open yourself up to experience something that you've never experienced before. Now, I will tell you, there were times during this process where I was like, "Oh my gosh, I think I've bitten off more than I can chew." That, "Oh my goodness, I forgot to do this. I should have done that." There were plenty of those times, and I practiced giving myself some grace. I practiced breathing. I practiced um, being kind and gentle with myself when I made a mistake or when I forgot something, from when I forgot to do something. Those are all elements and practices that you can incorporate along the way as you are learning to do new things. You don't, it reminds me of that quote by Martin Luther King. I'm not going to get it exactly correct, but it's like you don't have to see the whole staircase in order to take the first step. And if you believe, think, feel that you have to have everything in place before you take the first step, I would be willing to bet that you're not taking any steps. I would be willing to bet that there are pieces and parts of your life that look the exact same as today, as they did last year, as they did 5 years ago. Because part of the beauty, um, part of the learning is experiencing it along the way. It is, they talk about enjoying the journey. I say it's part of enjoying the learning. Is you, me, us really opening ourselves up to experience how we learn as an adult, because for so many of us, we stopped learning. We learned as children. We learned how to walk, we learned how to ride the bike, we learned how to walk, we learned how to write, we learned how to read, we learned how to do so many things when we were kids. I don't know who said this, but it reminds me of the quote that says, "When was the last time you did something for the first time?" Think about that. When was the last time you did something for the first time? I'll wait. Go ahead. I'll wait. I am so proud of myself because I just did that this week. I did something that I had never done before the first time. And when I tell you, I am so proud of myself because I learned, I put myself out there, I took steps, I really took the steps to be courageous for me. And, to be honest, now I'm looking for like, what else can I be courageous for? What else can I do? Because it really made me feel proud of me that I did something that I did not know I had the skills, the gifts, or the talents to do. It would have been much easier for me to just stay inside of my comfort zone, to just stay right there. And so let me tell you some of the beautiful things that I experienced as a result of helping with the women's conference. Number one, I made so many beautiful connections with other women in the church. I mean, I asked so many questions. They were so kind and generous with the information that I did not have, that I needed. It was such a beautiful unfolding of a new experience. And listen, um, I really put myself in the position of a student because I did not know anything. I didn't know anything about the systems or the processes or who to go to for what. And I know I asked 1 million questions. And every time, no matter who I went to, they offered support with ease and grace. It was just such a beautiful experience. And so, even though there was a lot of things to do, I realized that with the support, I could do them. And just like you, when you are stretching outside of your comfort zone, you can do it. Now, here's the thing about when you're stretching, you may have to ask for support. Okay. You might have to ask for help. And when someone offers to help you, you may just have to say yes. You you may just have to be like, please, yes. So let me think. So here's an example. There was an issue with we were having a meeting and there was an issue with the pizza delivery, and I had to end up going to get the pizza. And one of the beautiful souls there said, "Hey, do you want me to go get it?" And if no was right there, was right there on the tip of my tongue. No. But then I said yes because I needed help. I needed some support. And I was so, in that instance, I was so proud of myself for saying yes. I was so proud. And so when you are stretching, when you are doing things that take bravery and courage, be on the lookout for ways that you are stretching and that you are supporting yourself. And sometimes those are very, very small things and ways that you can do, is just saying yes, I need support with that. Can you help me with this? Because 9 times out of 10, if you ask for help, people are willing to help. They want to help. You know how it is. Okay, so let me tell you an example. So I did a talk. This was maybe, oh, it was in March. I did a talk. And I was giving this example about how I was bringing in my bags for the talk that I was giving. And somebody asked me if I needed help, and I had 5 bags. And immediately I was like, no, I got it. Then I was like, yes, can you help me? Because it's like, if somebody is offering to help me and I need help, why would I say I did not need help? Okay. And so it's little things like that. When you are being courageous, you may have to ask for help and you may have to accept the help when it's offered. All of that is part of the journey because I would be willing to bet that you like to help other people. You like to be in service of other people. You like to contribute to what other people are creating. And so that also means that you can get the help from other people. Like, people want to help and support you as much as you like helping and supporting other people. And it's a beautiful opportunity when you allow people to do that. I really want you to know and believe and feel and think that you have everything that you need to be courageous. You have every single thing that you need to be courageous, to be brave. However, it is literally going to require that you take a step in that direction. Because if you do not take a step in that direction, you are going to be in the same place this time next year. So be courageous. You can do it. I promise you can do it. And remember, it's all about practice. It's all about practicing. You can do it. Just take one step at a time.